Hello gunners, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're just going to be going through a couple of things. Mikel Arteta has spoken up about the transfer window, and we have completed our second summer signing, which will be officially announced soon. But before I get into all of that, if you are new here, please smash the subscribe button. Make sure you smash the like button too, and turn on those notifications so you never miss all of these videos that I make. So without further ado guys, let's begin. And Mikel Arteta has actually spoke up about the transfer window. He was sat down for an interview and he just gave his insight on a couple of things. So I'm just going to read out his quotes and put it on the screen, and then we'll just go through what he said word by word and what we can really gather from it. So basically here it is. Mikel Arteta has said that a very different summer with the Euros and the Copa America regarding the transfer window, by the way. He says, I think you can tell everything is a bit slower. The market and the new rules in place have made the clubs more aware, and it's a bit more delicate to do business. So of course that's just the first part, and I get it. There's a lot of PSR and the regulations are really tight. You're having to wait for financial years to finish before you can make movement. So our deals have been made to go a bit slower, and of course the Euros and the Copa America have definitely influenced what players you can talk to and what players you can sign. Because for example, if you're looking at England, Gareth Southgate has said zero transfer talk can happen. No players or no teams can approach the players in the squad, and I'm sure a lot of the other national teams did that as well. So it's been quite hard to really get deals over the line during this Copa America and Euros period. Now let's read on to the second part, where Mikel Arteta says, we have adapted to that and we still want to deliver what we want in the transfer window, to have a much more competitive team and improve the squad in every area we can. So what this kind of says to me is, again, market opportunities. Even if we didn't plan for it, if there's a chance to get this sort of player, we're going to go in for them. Mikel Arteta is that sort of manager who, if a chance arises and he sees a development in an area of the squad where we as fans probably don't see, he's going to go for it. Like, none of us would have expected us to be interested in Riccardo Calafiori, but he's a market opportunity, somebody that Mikel Arteta has spotted to improve that left back spot, even though we as fans don't really see the left back spot as a place which needs improvement. And then here is another one of Mikel Arteta's quotes from the interview he did. He said, I think there are small messages in everything what we do. We have a club, we have an image, we have created a brand that is very strong and powerful. I made a video a couple of days ago about Arteta and Arsenal and how everybody is fearing us, and that is true. We've now built up our machine again. We were always a big club, but now we're starting to produce. We know what we want. We have an identity and history behind us as well. We're just such an attractive club for anybody watching in, and it's just fantastic to see. He also goes on to say it's incredibly connected to our supporters and everybody across the club. When you have that, you have to take the power and that energy to the next level, and that's what we're looking to do. And Mikel Arteta has certainly built back up the relationship between us, the fans, and the players and the club. You can feel the connection. I don't know whether it was the introduction of the North London Forever song, but there seems to be this connection which is there, which is always fantastic to see. The fans make the club, and the club need the fans for us to get better in all this sense. So Mikel Arteta is completely right with this, and I feel like having the fans connected can really push on the team to do better things. I will be honest, the atmosphere last season wasn't better than the season before, but you can see the atmosphere has definitely improved, and there's a lot more belief within us as fans, and success is quite literally around the corner. So some really interesting quotes there from Mikel Arteta regarding the transfer window and the fans. Martin Odegaard also a couple of days ago came out to say that the team are hungry and they're wanting this success next season. They know that they've done so well, but they want to now bring the trophies home, which is always fantastic to hear. We are a club, and as fans as well, we want to see the club doing really well and getting the silverware back to where it belongs at the Emirates Stadium. Now let's swiftly move on to the transfer news, the little bits about Riccardo Calafiori and the new signing as well. Calafiori, the deal isn't really accelerating at the minute because he is on holiday, and of course players want to enjoy their holidays. So when he's back on holiday, I think it's on the 16th of July, so I think in 2 days time we'll get that deal progressing, because he has to come back and into Bologna, do training or whatever, or the negotiations, whatever it be. So I really do expect this deal to go a lot quicker when he's back from holiday, and we should have our man ready for pre-season and the tour of the USA, hopefully, fingers crossed. But the most exciting news of the day is that Arsenal have completed the signing of Tommy Setford. A €1 million deal has been agreed, according to David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano as well. So a really talented 18-year-old English international goalkeeper and he is somebody who I probably think is going to come into the academy first of all. We had lost a lot of goalkeepers this summer. Okonkwo is one of them, one of our best, under 23 keepers. He left on a free. So having in Nygaard, who was signed our first signing, and now Tommy Setford too, it just helps us in the under 18s, under 21s, and the first team if required. So under 23, sorry, in the first team if required. So really nice to get that deal under the line. I've seen a couple of clips of him, and he seems like a decent goalkeeper. Some good saves as well, notably his penalties. He's made a lot of penalty saves. His distribution is pretty good as well. The fact he was in the English setup and works with, he worked and played with Ifon Wanyeri for England as well is really nice. He seems like a humble guy as well and willing to learn. And the fact he was at a big club like Ajax, it's not easy for, English players to go abroad and be courted by these clubs. But the fact he shows that he's an incredible talent, and I'm sure he'll work really well in Hale End, and he'll really develop and become a top goalkeeper, which is also what we need. So now I hopefully think that's the end of our goalkeepers. Maybe David Bentley is the last goalkeeper, and that means we would have signed 3 goalkeepers as our first signings. Not very exciting for us as fans, but it is what it is. We needed a little bit of a rejig in the goalkeeping department. So Setford, Nygaard, and David Bentley, or Dan Bentley I always get that mixed up. Dan Bentley will be our 3 goalkeeper signings. Then we've got Raya, of course, as well, who was signed. So 4 keeper signings across the academy and the first team. Not the most inspiring thing, not a lot of money spent on those deals, but it was needed, and Ramsdale is most likely going to leave the club as well. And then I think we will now move on to the mystery German that everybody keeps on talking about. Apparently, he's a player who can play in multiple positions, according to Team News and Ticks. There's been murmurs about it being Sane. There's been murmurs about it being Musiala. Anybody's game, really, who it could be. But apparently, that one is going to start accelerating soon as well. And then into the midfield targets and the forward line as well to end off the window. So, exciting times ahead. Some interesting quotes there from Mikel Arteta. And a little bit talk about the signings that we have made or we are going to make in the future. But anyway, gunners, that's it for now. Hope you have enjoyed. Make sure you have remembered to like the video and subscribe if you haven't, if this is your first time seeing the channel. And until next time, peace.